everyone, and welcome back to Pentiment. This is part 9. Last time we've been traveling through Tassing years later. 7 years later, in fact. Me and my apprentice, Caspar, got to see the state of the town and what's going on, and we've been slipped a note overnight. People are not very happy, and they weren't happy 7 years ago, but that tension has been like building up tremendously, quite a bit, to the point where they're holding town meetings now. Every single subject matter is about it. You're seeing sort of how people are responding to the current like taxes and increased like financial sort of stress that they all have, where people don't have many things to eat at their table. We were the only ones who had bread last night, for example, you know? Let's pick up this note. Let's continue and see what else is left for us in this beautiful game. Did you drop this, Caspar? No, I don't think so, Master. Oh, it's the fucking murder note. It's the murder note with the music to boot. So something that says the murder something. That script looks beautiful, Master Andreas. The murderer is still out there, if these notes are left by the murderer. Did you write that? Oh, you were warned. Yeah, because the note that we got in this same font 7 years ago was like, do not return. In the same text. Warned? What does that mean? We were warned not to return. Warned about what? It has to do with the murder that happened the last time I was here. How? I thought they caught the murderer. Yes, but it's complicated. Let's just head up to the library, Caspar. Alright, Master. I want to say Casper, but when I read Casper, I usually think that's more of like an ER situation and not like a AR. So I read this and go, Caspar. Alright, Master. We were warned. Hello, Master Mailer. Oh, here's another thing. I'm very curious about this. It's taken me a really long time to realize this in the menu. We've kind of glossed over this, but this game does have a voice assist where it does read the written dialogue aloud. And I've given my very professional, pristine voice acting to this game, and I'm almost very curious to see what it sounds like in voice assist. You can either have David or Zero, so I'm assuming you can have like a female narration or a male narration.
Voice assist volume.
Oh, it's so bad.
Voice assist volume. Voice assist speed. Voice assist. Microsoft Zero desktop.
Voice assist volume.
Oh, it's like it's the worst text to speech. Can we get those AI voices that are on TikTok, because they sound so much better. They actually sound like people. This sounds terrible.
Microsoft David desktop.
Voice assist.
Every time you talk to a different character in this game, you have to go into the settings and change it to either David or Zero, depending on who you're talking to, obviously, right?
Option main menu. Option left head scale. Dialogue.
Maybe I should turn down that.
Voice assist speed. Voice assist speed. Options. Hannah says hello, Master Mailer.
Hannah says hello, Master Mailer.
Hello, Master Mailer. Hello, Master Mailer.
So bad. Good thing. And the other thing in this is you'd have to assume that the Microsoft voice pronounces everything correctly as well.
Hello, Master Mailer.
It's so lifeless. I can't do it. I can't do it. Get it off. Get it off. I was never going to do it anyway, but I just wanted to know what it sounded like. I will voice it, thank you. Killian. Good day, Master Mailer. Nico. Hello, Andreas. Is Samuel out here? He do be. Hello, Andreas. So he knows who we are, but I don't know who he is. We haven't been formally introduced. We haven't had a conversation yet. We just kind of have to accept that he's there, I suppose. Alright. Should we head straight to the library, or do we have anything that we could do potentially around here? There's nothing to investigate yet. So, do we reckon this murder happened? I reckon this murder happened overnight. Yesterday, Brother Guy extended an invitation from the abbot to buy books from Kirsau's library. I should meet Mother Illuminata there. Let's go to town first. And by town, I mean let's go to the forest. Is Smokey home? Hey! Smokey exists still. Oh, hello, Master Mailer. You're looking well. Thank you, Smokey. How are you? I'm well enough, I guess. Vaxlav went his way a few years ago, which I suppose was bound to happen. I miss the company sometimes, but now there's no one to keep me from my gossip. No one to tell it to, either. Oh. Have I missed much? The things I could tell you since you left Tassing. Ah, Smokey's the old forest gossip. We really should have had dinner with him. We'd be here till kingdom come. Oh? I did see another Imperial Reichspost courier ride from the Abbey a few days ago. A private mail service run by the Thurn and Taxus family and approved by the Holy Roman Empire. Interesting. Brother Guy dropped the bag once. It looks heavy. The Abbey must be doing better than the abbot is letting on. I'd heard the Abbey was struggling with its funds. Curious, isn't it? The couriers arrive once or twice a month. Doesn't help that the abbot has tightened restrictions so close to St. John's Eve, too. The townsfolk get up to all sorts of mischief then. What sort of mischief? I'd wager Johann and Kat will find some corner to play in again. It's practically tradition at this point. Veronica and Brigitte might go out for a midnight dip by the waterfall, too. They've been swimming out there for years. A little bit of that medieval skinny dipping. Now everyone's getting clever, trying to stay out from the abbot's eye. Rightly so. He's an ass. I didn't see you in the town commons during Otto's speech. Aren't you standing with the peasants? Well, their cause doesn't really affect me, does it? I'm as worried as anyone about soldiers rushing through here, but the new taxes and restrictions don't bother me. I understand why they're upset, but I've been doing fine out here with less than they have. Nothing will change for me if they get their way. We could still support them. I don't want to get involved. I'm fine as I am. Supporting them would be the proper Christian thing to do, I guess. But when have any of them ever done the Christian thing for me? You provide a useful service. Take pride in that. Pride is a sin, Master Mailer. That is true. Pride is one of the sins. All I want is fairness, decency. I've given them my work for years, but they refuse to treat me right. They mock me for my blind faith, since I have to keep a constant eye on the kiln for days on end and can't go to church as often. They laugh at the way I stink. I can't help that, you know. Hence one must be even stronger of heart to forgive them of their follies. I'm not sure I have it in me. Ah well, enough of that. Thanks for stopping by, Master Mailer. Until later, Smokey. Until then. He's a good bloke, that Smokey. I do regret not breaking bread with him at an earlier time. Interesting, though, about the little bit of gossip there. Caspar, we may yet catch some skinny dipping at the waterfall. Considering we haven't heard any bells ringing since waking up, it could be assumed that a murder has not taken place overnight, and our lovely, oh, hello Thomas, our lovely sister here might have been talking about tonight. God bless you, Andreas. Oh, we can go in now. We can go in Our Lady of the Labyrinth. We've never been able to go in here. Yeah, it might be because it's tonight the event. I believe so. Oh shit! And this is where the widow is. Oh, look at Look at this imagery. Artilia's here now instead of in her house. You're that artist who came here a few years ago around the time of the murder. Oh, she's got the cane. Yes, I'm Andreas Mailer. Right, I know your name. Do you work for Father Thomas? Work for? I'm his slave. I clean this damn church and keep his house so I have a roof over my head. Around the time the Baron was murdered, I lost my home. That bastard, the abbot, took it from me. Now I have to rely on the charity of the church. I hate the church as much as the abbey. I wish they were a hell so I could send a lot of these holy men there. Wow, I'm surprised Father Thomas lets you stay here. He thinks he can save me. I let him keep believing that as long as he keeps a roof over my head. Alright, well, I'll see you later. Fine. Interesting. Oh, wow, look at this. This is the most, like, goddamn detailed piece that we've seen in the whole game so far. This is similar to the dream that we had, is it not? Interesting. There's only one place to start. You go through, you go in here, you go all the way around, you go in this one, you go around to the next one, then you go here. Bam. This is similar to the dream that we had. This must be the labyrinth the church is named after. Interesting. I guess this is that little concealed area. Wow. The three wise men presenting the gifts to Jesus, the baby. Cool. Okay. It's very interesting to see the interior of that finally. We can go into the Mueller house as well now. Yes, Paul. Have you been drawing, Paul? Hello, Master Mailer. Hello, Paul. Meet Caspar, my assistant. Oh, hello. Do you work with Master Mailer? Have you done real art? I guess. I've been doing sketches of Tassing while we're here. All art created from the artist's heart is real art, Paul. You don't need fancy paints or canvases to be an artist. You think so? Sure. How's your art going? Please tell me you continued. Shh. Still doing it in secret. Not where Dad can hear. Oh, right. How's the art going? Haha, I've been practicing a lot more. That's good. Klaus even showed me a big old book full of prints. He said they used a technique called woodcutting. Have you ever done woodcutting, Master Mailer? No, I spent most of my time learning the finer techniques of oil painting. I wish Dad would change his mind about art. Maybe one day, Paul, you never know. I hope so. I should get back to helping my dad. See you later, Master Mailer. See you, Caspar. Until then, I'm glad that he's still doing art. Staub, hello, Staub. You have been petted. Good to know you are still alive these years later. Those dog years treating you well, I hope. Never mind that. Oh, look at that gun. Hello, Lenhart. Andreas, welcome back to Tassing. Lenhart? You look well. Not stuck with the Gertners again looking like that, are you? The Gertners are lovely people, Lenhart. I didn't want to burden them, as I'll only be here a few days. Heh, whatever you say. You have such a curious fascination with the peasants. Probably because you don't have to deal with them as often as the rest of us. Anyway, you should come by sometime. I'm sure we'll have a lot to discuss. Good day, Andreas. Day. Elsie. Good morning, Mistress Mellerin. Oh, fuck. I thought that was her saying it first. Andreas had a bit of a voice change. Good morning, Mistress Mellerin. Good morning, Master Mailer. Sorry, I need to get that text-to-speech happening, don't I? Good morning, Master Mailer. My husband has been talking about your arrival. We're pleased you've done so well for yourself. Thank you. I see the mill's been doing well. Lenhart works relentlessly to keep it in good condition. He's very proud of it. It's unique in these parts, inspired by the designs used in the north. So it's very profitable too, and that's important to Lenhart. Who is this young man? Gaspar, my apprentice. Hello, mistress. Oh, you must meet my darling Paul. He would love to meet someone his age pursuing art. Just not where Lenhart can see. Yes, Gaspar and Paul have been introduced. I'm certain they would get along well. That's very good to hear. Paul does not have many friends with similar interests. They are not easy to come by. He does not have many friends in general. We will figure something out. I wouldn't mind, I guess. This would be delightful, Master Mailer, Caspar. Thank you both. You're most welcome, Elsie. I must now return to my work, Master Mailer, until later. Until then. Yes, my boys, they need to hang out. Paul needs friends. He's the one that I like in this game, out of most of them. He needs to grow up and become an artiste. And this is why we don't go straight to the objective. Because you miss out on literally every single, like, optional character interaction you can have. Andreas Mailer. Hello, cat. Well, would you look at that? You are back in Tassing. And look at you. You've done well for yourself. And who's this? Cat, please meet Caspar, my apprentice. Hello. He's got the posture of an artist, that's for sure. Good strong face, though. I do. What brings you back to Tassing, Andreas? Just passing through on the way back to Nuremberg. Have you been, Cat? You seem well. I feel well. The past few years have been challenging, but I'm stronger now for the Lord's trials. France passed a few winters ago, then Wolf, Gator and I nearly lost the farm and our mines. But Martin returned shortly after, and he's proved to be a changed man. A good man. He saved us from destitution. My condolences on France's passing. Thank you. He was a difficult man. I hope his pains and terrors are eased. Now he's at God's side. Now that Martin has returned to us, the farm is no longer in danger, and Brigitte and I live in hope of more children soon. Times may be hard in Tassing right now, but God truly does answer our prayers. I'm glad you and your family are well, Cat, despite everything. Thank you, Andreas. It truly is good to see you again, even in the midst of such terrible times. Until later, Cat. Until then. Martin. Andreas Mailer. Good to see you again after all these years. I'm surprised you'd say that. Your parting words to me back then were hardly kind. Were they? It's been so long. I don't remember. I don't know, man. He was stolen and abducted by the church, and they brainwashed him, and they took his brain out and put another brain in. Do we get conspiracy theory on Martin? Do we get crazy? I don't know. He's so different that it's almost as if he's someone else entirely. He told me to eat shit. Oh, God, that's bad. I was such a little shit. Haha. Well, sorry for being such an asshole back then. Seems like you've learned a lot since then. 7 years is a long time for a young man, especially one going through what I was. What happened to you, anyway? Oh, right. You know, I stole some of the Baron's things. I didn't make it far with them. I tried to sell them in Welgau and got robbed. It serves me right, I guess. He tried to sell them and got robbed. Luckily, they didn't find the coins I was carrying. The money carried me around Bavaria for another month and a half. He really just fucked off. Like, he really was just like, I'm not gone for a day or two. I'm leaving. Then I started stealing. I grew bigger and more confident over time and became a highwayman. Like, he just fucking left. You were a bandit. Hard to believe, I know, but yes. Anyway, didn't last long. I eventually got scared out of it. I had a partner for the last year of my adventures. We tried to rob some Italians. We thought they were merchants traveling under the banner of St. George. A second century Praetorian guard and patron saint of England. He is most well known for his legendary victory against a dragon. But they were soldiers guarding money from the Bank of St. George in Genoa. Exactly. I learned that later. There's my Italian background coming in. My partner didn't survive the encounter. I was wounded and alone in that wilderness. I thought of my father, my mother, Brigida. I realized I couldn't remember Wolf's face anymore. I had to come back and take up the responsibilities I had left behind. It's good that you did, for everyone's sake. You may be right. Mum and Brigida couldn't run the farm after Dad died. Maybe it's for the best that he wasn't here when I got back. Yeah, it's all in the past now. Just need to look forward. That is a crazy character development story for Martin. It's a good attitude. I'll talk to you later, Martin. Till then. Nice. Martin redemption arc. He just had to become a highwayman and have a close call with death to see it. Hello, Andreas. Hello, Brigitte. How are you? As well as anyone can be in Tassing right now. Looks like things are going well for you. Martin returned after all. Yes, the winter without him was excruciating. I lost little Wolf, and Kat was worried that she'd lose the farm after Franz died. But then Martin returned, and he's provided well for us ever since. Despite the tightening restrictions, we've gotten by. I'm thankful. Sorry to hear about Wolf. Thank you, I try not to think about it. Nod regretfully. Because saying you don't want to remember him is disrespectful. People mourn in their own ways. Kat wants to talk about him all the time, you know? Any night there's clear skies, she looks up and asks if I ever wonder how he is up there. That must be excruciating. Like the constant reminders from someone. It's like, hey, how about that dead person that you love, that you lost so much, you know? Just stings. Yes, it is. I'm sorry, Andreas. I can't talk about this anymore. Sorry I brought him up, Brigida. Was that a good idea? Why did you think she'd want to talk about her dead son? Were you trying to hurt her? Does it feel good to you now hurting the wounded? I was trying to be kind. Does she seem like she has been gifted with a kindness? No. You wouldn't want someone to talk to you about it. That's why you don't mention it. Are you even listening to me? We say these things even though the reminding inflicts immense pain. We say these things because it's the only way through. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. Then say that. But will it make any difference? This is, again, another really interesting point, is these 7 years later, we don't have Saint Grobane and Socrates in our head anymore with these thoughts. It's only, oh god, I just had her name on the tip of my tongue. I knew what it was and I've forgotten it again. God, it starts with a B? Why have I forgotten it already? Oh, it's so annoying. She's the only thought in our brain when we think about this. We're no longer split between multiple decisions. I wonder if our character will have a dream again, and if they'll be there, if it'll be just her. Only one way to find out. I'm sorry I brought him up, Brigida. You didn't know. It's alright. It's been good to see you again, but I should be going. Until later. Until then. So that makes sense why the widow's house is just nothing. Veronica and Hetty. Hello, Andreas. Hello, Andreas. We've never been able to go into the Bowers farms. Those always been locked. Hans? Hey, Andreas. Heard rumor you were back. Hello, Hans. Meet Caspar, my apprentice. Hello. Hello. Are you from Nuremberg, like Andreas? I'm from Salzburg. Is that very far from here? Not too far, I think. A few days to the east on horseback. I've never been outside of Tassing. Or ridden a horse. Tassing's a wonderful place to live. I guess some of the men in town say it would be better if the Abbey weren't around. They might be right about that. What do you think? I don't know. Could be nice to have a change. Be careful what you wish for. Change does not come peacefully in the Empire. I guess we'll see. Until then, Hans. Johann. Andreas Mailer, didn't expect to ever see you back in Tassing. You look like you've done well for yourself. Thanks, and how have you been? Things went well for a while after you left. Widow Kemperin lost her land and the abbot let us work it. My brother's heart gave out not long after, but then Martin came back to help work the land. Even so, it's been hard to keep up with the abbot's demands, the taxes, and everything else. Sounds like a lot of people are upset with the abbot these days. They have good reason to be. I know you didn't get on well with the man either. Father Matthias never let things get this bad. Anyway, good to see you, Andreas, even if you are just passing through. Until later. Okay, let us head to the Gertners. Good dialogue to be had here with a bunch of people that we'd otherwise be missing out on going directly to the library. And, like, I think you really benefit from doing this in a game like this, because this game is almost entirely... It will go entirely on how much you allow yourself to be immersed in it, and how much you are willing to let yourself connect with the characters in the game, because if you don't get to know these people and spend time with them and walk around here trying to see how much information you can get out of people, you're not going to form as much of a connection with these people, you're not going to sympathize with their cause. Depending on where you spend your time the most in this game is probably the people you're going to almost... relate to and side with the most, even subconsciously. But talking with like these people and getting to know them to this point, like it does, you eventually get to a point where you're like, oh, I want to go here to see how they're doing, to catch up with them. You know, like this game does a very good job, if you allow it to attach yourselves to these characters, to get to know them, even if you're just running through and it's literally just, hello, Andreas. Like, it's like we've formed some relationships with these characters. It has a great sense of immersion to it, which is really nice. And it's all skippable. Like, you know, you can just not talk to them, but I feel like you are robbing yourself of the experience the game is trying to provide you with if you just go, I won't bother talking to anyone. You know, there's important information to be learned. I feel like these interactions sort of carry a lot of weight, especially with the type of game that this is. Hello again, Jorg. Sorry about dinner the other night. Dad got a little heated. He's just trying to keep his dignity, I understand. Thanks, Andreas. Dad's always been able to provide for us, but now... well, things are different now. That's why Otto's making his speeches and Klaus is printing the 12 articles. Change is coming to Tassing, Andreas. May the winds of fortune blow your way, Jorg. Thanks. I'll see you later, Andreas. Till then. Especially, like, being able to get in touch with everybody on a one-on-one personal level about, like, the... you know... getting in touch with everyone on a personal level about what's to come. You can see it boiling in everybody. You ready, boy? Have a mask made? Huh? For St. John's Eve, you need a mask to help the wild hunt scare off the evil spirits. Master Andreas, what is he talking about? You don't know of Perchta? What do even they teach you these days? The wild hunt is a pagan myth, Caspar. Myth? Myth? Pah! Well, I don't expect you to believe you're from big cities, no knowledge of the old ways. The wild hunt punishes who don't respect the old ways, like that bastard abbot. Ugh! I'm a horse today. May Perch to addle his mind and give him brain rot for stopping the old traditions. Why not just pray to the saints? Ha! The saints! What good will the saints do? The abbot has already kept us from appealing to St. Moritz. Who else can we call upon but Perchta when the church keeps us from God? You want to learn more, boy? Come find me at the bonfire when the time is near. If you wish. Until later, Ilpeter. Pah. We'll chat to him later. We weren't able to convince Ursula of pursuing the old ways because we're not persuasive enough because we told her a boring travel story. Alright, there's going to be some new people here. Andreas, Fabian. I don't know who this is. Hello, Master Mailer. I have no idea who you are. Till. Hello, Master Mailer. Who's now hanging out here instead of the meadow because the inn's there. Anton and Carl. Hello, Master Mailer. Hello, Andreas. Joseph. Greetings, Andreas. People that I've never met before, but they know exactly who I am. Otto? Andreas? So, Otto, sign from God? Oh, right. I found something just a few days ago. This will sound crazy, but I found St. Moritz's head. What? His head? Are you sure? Shh. Yes, I'm sure. Alright, I can't say anything more until St. John's Day. And everyone will know. Who else knows about this? Only those who need to know. Oh, so mysterious. And you, of course, feel lucky? Absolutely. Good. Until then, Andreas. He found St. Moritz's head. Because he was cut up into pieces. That's sort of like what was happening, right? What was he doing? Did we inspire Otto to do more grave digging and he found a head? I don't know. We'll see. That's his sign, apparently. Hello, Andreas. Ah, yes. Old Otto does not exist anymore. He is gone. He has passed. And there was another important interaction that we needed to have with Otto before we headed to the library. Lucky. Andreas, not who I wanted to see. God has it out for me. Are you still angry at me after all these years? Shouldn't I be? Couldn't even hold back the Archdeacon. Running your mouth. Oh yeah, we did tell him about Lucky, didn't we? I had to give a truthful testimony of what I'd learned. Don't think at all about what happens after, eh? Good thing the Archdeacon knew how to weigh all the evidence. Turns out the Prior's just as corrupt as regular folks. Still can't believe it was Ferenc. I'm not surprised. They didn't kill me, but you tainted my name. Folks whispering, what if they got the wrong person? Could have been the Mason after all. I'm sorry, Lucky. That was not my intent. Apologies don't bring work. Reputation does. At least most have the decency to only whisper, unlike that shit Mueller. So no, I don't like seeing you here, Master Mailer. I can only apologize again, truly. I have little else to give. Yeah, well that won't make us all friendly. Keep your distance, alright? Now get lost. Oomph. I mean, that's true. That action did have consequences. We mentioned his name even though we didn't have anything to give, and if we didn't say anything, potentially we might not be having an interaction so unfriendly. So, and something that I actually really, really, really like about this game is you feel the weight of your choices quite heavily because it's such a dialogue-heavy game, and it's not super technical, so there's not all these systems that are drawing away from a lot of, like, resources. Like, the resources is going fully into the dialogue, the choices, and those consequences, which makes it so good because it feels like not just critical conversations, but every conversation you have affects things in this narrative. And for a game to convince you of that, whether it's true or not, is very, very good because there's a lot of conversations in this game that you feel like they might not affect anything at all. And you might only think that the this will be remembered dialogue is the only stuff to care about. But there's so many interactions in this game outside of that critical dialogue that plays into how they'll relate and react to you later. And I think it's really incredible stuff. Genuinely. Oh, Andreas, how good it is to see you again. And who's this? Hello, Agnes. This is my assistant, Caspar. Hello. What a hale-looking boy. And you, Andreas, you look very well. Why are you back in Tassing? I came to pay respects to Brother Pierre's grave. Oh, of course. I'm sure the brothers appreciated that. The last few years have been difficult for everyone. I've lost so many. Yeah, I heard Bert and Marie had passed. Tragic. Yes, poor Klaus. I hope you've stopped in to talk to him. He sent you letters. Ah, yes. Anyway, I won't burden you with all of Tassing's troubles. It's been good to see you again, Andreas. Till later. Till then. Back to Central Town. And then we also get to revisit this town for the lovely reminiscent interactions we can have with everybody who hates us. Ulrich. God bless you, Andreas. God bless you, Ulrich. How have you been? The Lord has been kinder to me than the peasants. These are difficult times for them, Andreas. I could use your help. Look at all this bread. My help? How? Talk to the abbot. He may respect your opinion more than mine or the peasants. I would have hoped he could see that his behavior is not Christian, but something is clouding his judgment. I'm not exactly in Father Gernot's good graces. I doubt he would listen to anything I had to say. We must try, Andreas. These men are fair and hard-working, but they've been pushed down for too long. They're becoming desperate, and desperate men can forget their faith and turn to violence. What if violence is the only language the abbot understands? When a man can't keep his family fed, he can only keep that pain inside for so long. Make no mistake, the peasants hold Father Gernot responsible for their lot. If there is fire in their hearts, we must pray for rain. I will do what I can, Ulrich. Thank you, and God bless you, Andreas. Is that my hat? Or is that... Should she already have a hat? Because she stole my hat. Is that mine? Did she have a hat previously? I need to go back to double check. Previous episode. Let me have a look. Let me have a look. It looks like it's the exact same hat. I'm looking at my character, Andreas. And it looks like it could be the same hat. I just need to play the episode where my hat gets stolen. Yeah, Anna didn't used to have a hat. She's got my hat. That's cute. That's very cute. Right. So the hat that she stole, is the one that she's currently wearing. That's adorable. Hello, Master Andreas. She kept it. Great. God bless you, Andreas. I'm thankful you returned to Tassing after so long. We prayed so fondly for you after you left. Thank you, Gret. I've kept Tassing in my prayers as well. It feels like a lie, Andreas. Though it doesn't seem to have done much good. Ah, that's right. You were at Otto's speech earlier. Yes, Tassing's peasants are struggling, and now even the townsfolk are pinched by the abbot's new restrictions. I worry about my husband. He's getting too involved in the whole business. What Gernot is doing in Tassing is wrong, and Otto is standing up to him. That's what Ulrich says too. I love my husband, so sometimes I worry that he focuses too intently on the details. He does not see that he may be both prudent and Christian. I pray that I'm not acting selfishly, but the abbot's taxes have affected us too. What about Anna's future? Ulrich has been offering credit to Peter for years, which I've accepted, but now... we can only bake so much bread a week before we go hungry ourselves. Can you talk to him, Andreas? I spoke with him earlier. He seems set on supporting the peasants. Ah, yes, that does sound like him. I suppose I'll take it up with him over supper again. God bless you, Andreas. I know, mate. I gotta take Ulrich's side with this one too, Gret. I'm sorry. To the north town. Where that bastard is. Where is he? Stole. Oh, we can actually go in these houses today. Nice. This is our first time in these houses. They've always been locked for us too. Werner Stoltz. Yes. Oh, Andreas Mailer. How unexpected. Very busy at the moment. Another time? Later then. Okay, well, we're able to at least make ourselves welcome in your home without your permission. Okay, now, I have not met this person before. Interesting. Cool. Baltazar. Salutations! You must be that wonderful artist, you know? Master Andreas Mailer, yes. Wonderful, wonderful. Baltazar Eisenkopf, at your service, but call me Baltus, please. It's much more familiar. Pleasure, Baltus. Have you been in Tassing long? Oh, just a few seasons. My cart broke down, and I found the place so charming I decided to stay. I enjoy the quiet, but I must say I do miss the company of other intellectuals. Usually that good Dr. Stoltz and I whittle the hours away in the evenings. So naturally, when I heard a well-known artist had returned, I was beside myself. He's definitely not an artist. And what do you do exactly? I'm an inventor of sorts. Really? What do you make? All sorts of things, young man. Mechanical clocks of all sizes, metal mice that skitter about, even light without flame. Truly impressive, Baltus. Thank you, Andreas. I knew a fellow artist such as yourself would appreciate my work. Ah, well, I'd best get back to it. You know how it is for us few called to a higher art. Good luck, Baltus. Until later. Interesting. So he's an inventor. He can invent a way to solve the murder. Nice, alright. Good opportunity to head into the town and meet everybody. I am glad that we got to do that. Now we can head to the library after we have a quick check-in with Klaus, because he's the last house in the way. Ah. Hello, Andreas. I'm working. Okay. And out we go. Onward! Schlau. Alrighty. Is there anyone staying in the guest house? It is locked. And that Abbott side of the house is always locked, so I will never go down there anymore. Brother Guy. Andres? Brother Guy, what are you doing out here? Father Gernot has asked me to inform the townsfolk that the shrine is closed. Closed? With everything going on? Whatever for? Father Abbot has ordered that we bring the hand into the church. The pilgrims are still welcome to come in and visit the relic, but it is off limits to the townsfolk. So weird, but here we go. So this is the hand, right? And it's been cut off to them. So Otto's taking the sign of him finding the head, apparently, as a new sign that they're on their side, right? So the shrine gets closed to the public, but they find another limb of St. Moritz. What? Why? The abbot has had enough of the peasants and townsfolk rebelling against the abbey. He is their rightful lord. The abbot has been more than generous, but he will not let this 12 articles drivel pass. The abbot refuses to leave the relic at risk of destruction. The hand of St. Moritz is the only thing keeping the abbey open. But Tassing relies on St. Moritz just as much as the abbey. What about the faith of the townsfolk? Then they can stop engaging in such heretical and sinful behavior. The abbot is trying to protect the relic, nothing more. somehow doubt that's the only thing on his mind. Will you question the abbot too, Andreas Mailer? Have you forgotten that you are a guest here in Tassing? I pray the townsfolk in the Abbey can resolve this quickly then. As do I. God bless you, Andreas. Alright, we can go to the convent garden, and we will do so. Indubitably, Margaret is still here, the prioress's house, so Mother Cecilia has passed. And Illuminato is the new mother, but she is in the library, so this is empty. Okay. Margarete. Hello? Who's there? We have to remember that last time we spoke to Margaret, she gave us information on a terrible smell of moss and frankincense and all sorts. Hello, Sister Margaret. It's Andreas Mailer, the artist. Oh, Master Mailer. Mother Illuminata said she'd returned. Is there someone else with you? Yes, my apprentice, Caspar. Hello. God bless you, Caspar. You smell even more of paint than your master. Be polite, Caspar. Sister Margaret can't see. Oh, thank you. I may not be able to see well, but I can still hear you both. Anyway, I should go. Mother Illuminata doesn't like it when we're distracted from our duties. Of course. Until later, sister. God bless you, Master Mailer. And you too, Caspar. Oh, there's no one out here. Mousefanger's still here. I must pet you, Mousefanger. The first cat I ever did meet and ever did pet. I hope you are not the last. Good day. God bless you, Mousefanger. Oh, I can't even select that anymore. That used to just be locked, I'm pretty sure. Maybe 7 years ago, there would have been an opportunity to go in there. Potentially. That's interesting. Okay. Now, we are heading to the library. But alas, I'm going to check everywhere else first. I wonder who else is still here 7 years later. Do you know what would have been my favorite thing? Is if, like, you go to check up on Brother Florian, he's got, like, 2 eye patches. He's just gone blind now. But he's still working. Or he's, like, lost a hand or something. I just need him to get more and more damaged the more you see him. Andreas Mailer, how wonderful to see you. Have you been well? Well, enough, yes. Good, you look healthy. What brings you back here? I wanted to pay my respects to Brother Piero. Ah, of course. I'm sorry, Andreas. I know it's a small consolation, but he lived a long life with little pain. He died quite suddenly during Lauds, which is a monastic hour at dawn, one of the 2 major hours it is used for the morning prayer. He was well loved by everyone here, even those who might pretend otherwise. I'm sure he appreciates the gesture. As for your visit, I cannot speak with the abbot's authority, but you are always welcome company. Quanto è buono il tuo italiano? How good is your Italian? Non è troppo male. It's not too bad. I've been reading every Italian medical text Klaus Drucker can get his hands on. Really? How many is that? Oh, I haven't counted, but many. Liaceno's text on the French disease, which might have been helpful for the Baron all those years ago. The Fasculus Medicinae, a new printing from Venice. Wonderful woodcuts. Oh, the Flower of Medicine from Salerno. Did you know they've translated it into Hebrew? I don't know how to say that. Occitan? Imagine that. Imagine a peasant in the fields of Provence reading the medical wisdom of Salerno. In the printed version. Love that. because it's been translated. It's truly remarkable. What a wonder these books are. He's changed how he speaks now because he's that's cool. Ah, I got carried away. Anyway, it's good to see you, Andreas. Until later. Till then. I really love this. He now has changed his speech because of like the update of what we've learned about him. Because he's been reading all of those translated books that came from Klaus, and now his speech reflects that. Love the tiny details like that. I'm pretty sure Brother Sabat would have moved on by now, so I don't think he'd be here anymore. Is Rudiger still singing in the church? Oh, there he is. And Matthew is still in that same spot, despite him being the top dog now. Andreas! Oh, it's wonderful to see you again. How have things been for you in Nuremberg? I've actually been in Paris recently. Nuremberg is the same as it always is. I keep accidentally clicking on all the glossary ones now. Ah, well, it's good to see you in any case. Forgive me for asking, but how did you find the music in Paris? Beautiful. Motets and chansons were quite popular. I think you'd quite like it. I believe I would. Thank you. Perhaps if God blesses us, we may see some of those compositions before long. I love our music, of course, but I am interested in what is being created across Christendom. I suppose you came to pay your respects to Brother Piero. So sorry, Andreas. He was a wonderful man and a faithful servant of Christ. He was my friend and teacher. Well, despite the occasion, it is good to see you again. God bless you, Andreas. We'll just go into the library through the crypt instead. We'll go that way. Matthew. Master Miller. Ah, Brother Matthew, how have you been? Pray, Matthew, now, since shortly after Ferenc met his end. I am well, thank you. I will not bother you with questions about your life and career. It's clear you have done well for yourself. Of course, I am sorry about Brother Piero. I know you worked closely in the scriptorium. He is missed by us all. Thank you. I wish I had returned in time to see him. I'm sorry. Lord willing, we will all see each other again someday. Now, if you excuse me, I must return to my duties. God bless you, Andreas. Nice. Oh man, Adok is still alive? What is going on, bro? Adok, you are on your last legs. Get inside. A breeze will knock you over and you'll die. Hello? Who is this? It's Andreas, Brother Adok. Andreas Mailer. Oh, Andreas, the fine young artist from Nuremberg. Not quite so young anymore, brother. No, you are still young. When you were last here, I thought I was old. Now look at my cum stains on my robe. They're getting everywhere. I was wrong. Now I feel the true measure of years on these bones. Like the waves of the White Sea on the cliffs of Porthkragen, time has worn me down. But enough of that. How have you been, Andreas? Hurts my voice to speak in old man. God has blessed me with good fortune. Good. Be sure to share it with others when you are able. You seem more at ease now than when I was last here. Do I? It may be so. I may have worked in the scriptorium beyond the limits of this body. It pained my joints and strained my brotherly love for Guy. The scriptorium took my sight and the use of my hands, but when it closed, it also took the pain from my heart. The abbot is content to let me serve the Lord through prayer and contemplation. And so it also contents me. I'm sorry, Andreas, but I must rest now. And then he just fucking dies. He's like, I must rest. I'm dead. It is good to hear your voice in Kirsau again. God bless you. God bless you, Brother Adok. And then Adok dies. So the scriptorium is actually closed. No longer. So this is the library. This is Dana. I'm gonna come in here later because this is the way that we're gonna go into the library. Let's have a look at the Prior's house. That cipher is no longer there. Boring. Nothing in the Prior's house anymore. Come on, Matthew. Head to the cemetery. Where's Piero's grave? That one? Or is it... Oh, is it this one? Because this is where we were standing, right? Yeah, Brother Piero, 1450 to 1525. Rest in peace, my old friend. Why, oh why, did the previous prior, who everyone loved, get a wooden grave, and then this guy got his, like, a decent one again? So strange. You'd think that they would replace it, even Mother Cecilia. Isn't that weird? They were like, yeah, we don't need to bother. Mother Cecilia, 1463 to 1522. The headstone is well made. Her family must have commissioned it. So Piero outlived Cecilia by 3 years. We're in 1525 at the moment, so we literally have arrived when Piero died 3 years after. Wild, okay. Okay. There's also the kitchen. We haven't been in there. And there's the tower and the crypt. Next time these bells are ringing and I'm in the vicinity, I'm going up there. I want to see who's up there. Ah. It's there, but it's closed. And we cannot interact with it. Władysław. God bless you, Andreas. Welcome back to Kirsau. What brings you back to the Abbey? I'm returning to Nuremberg, but wanted to pay my respects to Brother Piero on the way. Oh, of course. His grave is well kept, I assure you. Thank you, Brother Władysław. I'm glad to hear it. Will you be staying in Tassing long enough for the St. John Neves Festival? It may be simple compared to those in cities, but everyone in Tassing looks forward to it. Really? Master Andreas, can we? That's really only an extra day or two. Why not? Yes, thank you, Master. I'm sure it's quite quaint compared to what you're used to, but it's one of Tassing's biggest events. Anyway, I'd better get back to work. It's good to see you again, Andreas. God bless you. God bless you, Brother Władysław. We'll see. Lucas. God bless you, Master Mailer. God bless you, Brother Lucas. How have you been? Still working in the kitchen? Yes, I'm still assisting Brother Władysław. I've been making more complex dinners recently for Father Gernot. The rest of the brothers eat simpler fare, but the abbot has the privilege of foods around the world. This fucking guy. This fucking guy. Why does the abbot need such fancy foods? And now he's also, like, eating better than everybody else? Like, my god. Well, he's the abbot. Father Władysław says the abbot always gets the best. He said Father Matthias was odd because he ate the same food as the rest of the brothers. I don't mind it, though. I've been learning a lot of new ways to cook recently. Oh, what are you cooking now? Oh, Brother Władysław sent me to collect something for him, but I can't remember what it was. Something from the cellar, perhaps. Probably. There's so much in there, though. Maybe if I bring back a few onions, he'll be happy. We always need more onions. I'll leave you to it, then. I'm gonna go down to the cellar. Let's have a look. What's in the cellar? Cat and rat. Cat. Big stretch. Yes. Indubitably. Feed cat. Oh, yes. Absolutely. We can pet the cat. We can feed the cat. Absolutely. Have some sausage. Have some sausage, cat. Yes. Have a sausage. I will get it down for you because you missed your rat. Whose cat is this? Whose cat is this? It doesn't even have a name. I cannot pet it. It is just a cat. Alas, it has been fed. I'm pretty sure that's written in the Bible. If you find cat and it be hungry, you must feed sausage to the cat. Pretty sure that is literally scripture. And I won't hear otherwise. Oh, the dog's outside now. Why, Mirabilis, why are you outside? You used to be inside. You used to be an inside dog. My arm has disappeared. There it is. It has returned to me. It's a temporarily phantom limb syndrome. Back into the Abbott house. Oi! Gernot! Why the fuck you got the dog outside? Was it Ferenc's dog? God bless you, Andreas. Yeah, alright, mate. You fucker. Get this dog inside. Look how sad it is that it's out here. Chapter house. Depressing in there, nothing in there. Alright. I believe we're almost done. Yeah, Sabat has definitely moved on with his life, which is fair enough. It's been 7 years and he was only visiting. Alright. To the scriptorium and to the library. There we go. There was a lot in there. There was a lot to discover. Oh man, there's only one more place. I guess this must be probably Brother Guy. The scriptorium fell into disrepair quickly after Father Gernot closed the library. I mean, there's only one person here that would be chilling and doing some stuff. I want to know what's written there. Greetings, Master Mailer. Hello, Sister Dinner. You're looking like a real artist now. I'm impressed. You must be living like a lord. Damn, I really can't give any positive answers. Yes, but overburdened with problems. I've no time for my own art, only that of my patrons. How dreadful! At least you can choose your patrons and do what vocation you please. Why don't you like living at Kirsau, sister? I'm not like you, Andreas. I never chose this life. My family couldn't marry me off to anyone of higher rank, so they donated to the Abbey. The amount was substantial enough of the Abbey to take me in as a nun. I was forced to take the habit. I loved my life before Kirsau. At least you chose your vocation. I was shoved into mine and forgotten. And here you are, muttering as though you aren't the most successful person in Tassing right now. Is that why you dislike Mother Illuminata so much? Yes, Mother Illuminata comes from a similar family, but she came to Kirsau willingly. She could have had the life I wanted, but instead she chose to moralize me for all my transgressions. I've accepted a lot these past years, but I can't ever be as perfect as Illuminata. Still, it's better than it was. I should return to my duties. Thank you for speaking with me, Andreas Mailer. Until then, Sister Zena. To the library. And we can enter through here. There she is, Mother Mother Illuminata? What was that noise? I love I can still go behind the... Can I go up? Aha! Still can go up. Before we talk to her, I'm going to investigate. There's stuff here that looks like it can be interacted with. But not right now. Please, just go down. Thank you. Interesting that the cellar door is open to the crypt. Illuminata. God bless you, Andreas. It has been too long. I know Father Abbott made it clear you were not to return when you left, but we had hoped to hear from you. Yes, my apologies. You're right. Of course. It's good to see you again, Mother Illuminata. This is my apprentice, Caspar Ziegler, from Salzburg. God bless you, Mother Superior. He's trying to put on his, like, little chip of polite voice to speak to the mother. God bless you, young Caspar. Master Mailer. It's good to see you, sister. You as well. We definitely didn't just speak. I'm sorry to have you to see it in such a state. It sees very little use these days. What happened? After Baron Rothvogel's murder, we had fewer and fewer wealthy patrons. The small number that held out lost interest. It's easier to commission new work from the Guild of St. Luke, or individual masters in big cities like Nuremberg. A regulated trade and sale of art in cities around Europe, artists who sought to have apprentices and businesses often had to become members for the privilege. Father Gernot saw no reason to keep the scriptorium or library open. Most of the books here have been suffering of neglect. After Mother Cecilia's death, neither I nor Sister Dana had the time to maintain our inventory. That's terrible. Kirsau was one of the last monastic scriptoria in Bavaria. As Brother Piero was fond of saying, all things change in time. Now all that remains are books for sale to interested parties, a task that Father Gernot has entrusted to me. Oh, is she mad? And Sister Dana, of course. Well, I'm eager to look through your inventory. Master Andreas, maybe you could find a book for little Magdalene. Something that's not in print yet. True. Excellent idea, Caspar. Alright. Shall we? Oh, and now we can go and read books and then make our choices. Okay, interesting. How much money do I have? Take your time. Make sure you've looked through the whole collection. First one. Parzival. Perhaps Klaus would not object to this romance given its emphasis on Christian virtues. A 13th century retelling of the Arthurian hero Percival, written by Wolfram von Eschenbach. Themes of love and chivalry are prominent in this adventure tale. So we're going to choose what book we can give to Magdalene. Interesting. The German is a little dated, but I'm sure she'll figure it out with Klaus's help. Who knows? Maybe it will inspire her imagination. Okay. I wonder if we get multiple choice. Can we have all of them or only some of them? Okay. Huh, I think these are Latin translations of some of Origen's homilies. Looks like it's partially burned. Prolific 1st century ascetic and theologian best known for his exegetical writings and homilies, influenced by the development of the Trinity and the ransom theory of atonement. Probably not a great gift for a young Wait. This is the same bookhand as the notes I found. Ooh. This is the same bookhand as the notes I found when the Baron was murdered. Whoever wrote this is responsible for writing the notes. I need to ask Illuminata about this. The burned book. While pursuing books for Magdalene in a library, I stumbled upon one with handwriting that matches the notes I discovered here in 1518. The writing in this book is not in the same curious purple ink, but the hand is unmistakable. Okay. A copy of Jacobus de Jacobus de Voragine's Golden Legend. Every good Christian should know the legends of the saints. And the Latin is simple enough that she should be able to read it before long. Okay. We're not even shopping for ourselves anymore. Oh, Richard de Bury's Philobiblon. It's a text on the collection and preservation of books. A 13th century English priest and later Bishop of Durham, Richard de Bury was one of the first private book collectors and is best known for the Philobiblon, which prescribed the care of his collection. Okay. Maybe this is where Illuminata and Cecilia learned all their tricks. Certainly a good book for a printer's daughter. True. Do you like romance or do you like caring for books? Interestingly enough, I thought I'd be able to interact with those books. They looked interactive. Okay. Albertus Magnus de Animalibus. It's ostensibly a bestiary, but it contains so much more knowledge on a variety of topics. This could inspire an interest in animals and the natural world. Beautiful illustrations as well. Cool. One about the world, one about romance, one about book preservation, which I think Klaus would probably be able to teach her anyway. I don't know. Have you decided on any books to purchase? Yes, just one. Just one. So Parzival is the romance one. Ooh. The Philobiblon. Give me the Philobiblon, please. I think we'll go with the bestiary. Certainly, given your love of nature, you already know all of the information contained inside. Perhaps, but this will be for Klaus Drucker's daughter, Magdalene. Latin may pose a challenge for her, but I'm sure with persistence she can overcome it. See, while this is not a this will be remembered thing, because we're not talking to someone in particular, I feel like the book choice that we make might be an outcome in itself, you know what I mean? Is there anything else you need? Yes, Mother Illuminata. What do you know about this? I don't know anything. This is the first time I've seen it. Where did you find it? I've seen it on one of the lower shelves. I don't think it's in our catalogue. It's burned around the edges. Why? How can I find out where it came from? Who wrote it? If it's not in our catalogue, I'm afraid I don't know whom you could ask. If it was a recent edition, the only people who would know are Mother Cecilia and Father Matthias. Great. That's a shame, because whoever scribed this book wrote the letters I found while investigating the Baron's murder. The ones in the fine book hand? Brother Adok told me about them. Perhaps he knows something about this book. He's been longer than any of us. He's also blind. Why would the person who wrote the letters have scribed a book in our library? Well, that's the question. Whoever did it is the thread puller. Huh? Someone who is manipulating people at Kirsau and Tassing, pulling at threads to provoke someone into killing the Baron. I thought one of the brothers killed the Baron. He did, but the Baron was lured to the chapter house by someone who knew Kirsau and Tassing's secrets. That is true. Well, I'm afraid we can't be of any more help to you in determining the book's provenance. However, as it's not in our catalogue and it's already damaged, I doubt Father would mind if you kept it. Excellent, thank you. I'm glad someone bothered to save it from the flames. Interesting. Interesting indeed. We are now at sexting time, the time where sexting occurs. Eat with the druckers. Now that I have a book to give Magdalene, Casper and I should head over to the druckers for a meal. I just hope he's in a better mood than he was yesterday. Guess what? The bell's fucking ringing. I'm gonna go up to that tower. I've waited years for this moment. God bless you, Andreas. I have waited years for this. Greetings, Master Mailer. The bell is no longer ringing. I'm depressed. God damn it. Is anyone still in the tower? I wish to head to the tower. Damn it. I doubt that we would be in a situation where we could talk to a bunch of people now with the change of time. Because it hasn't been that much time. But I want to see everybody eating. God bless you, Master Mailer. Adok is eating. Yeah. I've come in here to disrupt everyone's eating. I'm not welcome here, but sorry, I'm just going to come and check in on you. Is that you again, Andreas? Yes, brother. I have a book I wanted to ask you about. Oh, I'm afraid I may not be of much help. I can barely read anymore. I can describe it to you. It's a book of Oregon's homilies written in a fine bookhand. And it is singed around the edges. Yes, you know it. Do you know where it came from? Who wrote it? Andreas, forget this book. What? Why? It came from a place of fire and a terrible darkness. What does that mean? This cover, these leaves, they bear the marks of a great evil that was done. A soul can also bear such marks, carry them for a lifetime. Whose soul? The person who wrote the book? There is a presence that watches over this place, Andreas. A presence that wishes for things to remain as they are. Sister Margaret told me before the Baron was murdered, she smelled the devil's presence at Kearsau. Is that what you mean? I cannot say any more, Andreas. I'm sorry. What, really? You can't tell me any more? I dare not, for your own good. God protect you. You as well, brother. Damn. We did not get any illuminating information out of that. He's like, forget this book. You do not want to know. God bless you, Andreas. Now get the fuck out of my dining hall. I am eating. God bless you, Andreas. We haven't actually spoken to Volkbert yet. Oh, Master Andreas. It's been so long. 7 years. Really? You look so much different. Your clothes are so nice, like a nobleman's. Oh, Brother Matthew looks like he's like sat on my shoulder. Has the abbot been treating you well? Yes, he has. The work is hard, but I am happy. That's good to hear. I'll leave you to your work, brother. God bless you, Master Andreas. Who does this? Who does the stuff here now? When the brothers eat their meals, this is where the lector reads to them. Who's the lector now? God bless you, Andreas. Hello, Andreas. I now speak in this typeface. What's he holding? He's holding poison. Lucas is gonna poison someone. Alright, I take my leave. I take my leave. Oh. It's not used to the camera threw me off there for a second. I was like, what's going on? Brother Guy, you're not eating, huh? Andreas, on shrine protection duty, eh? slow. Who the hell is this Samuel guy? That's my question. God bless you, Andreas. I do not eat my meals. I will sweep and sweep all day until the sweeping is done. Who is this? Who dis? Who dis? What the fuck? I can't speak to them. Who the fuck are these people? Klaus, who the fuck are these people? I've come here for dinner and you have uninvited guests. You're back. Good. We're almost ready to sit down to eat. Would you and Caspar care to join us? Of course. Thank you, Klaus. Welcome back. Andreas. Caspar. Andreas, these are my friends, Benjamin and Rachel Sommerfeld. They're on their way back to Prague. Nice. Good of you to introduce me, finally. How dare these people be in my home? Look at this thing with an axe. A hand for a head and an axe in that hand. And a toad with a hat. An imperial city of the Holy Roman Empire, the city's mint made it a hub for German and Italian bankers and merchants, and its university became a gathering place for many Reformation thinkers. Good day. Hello, excuse me for not getting up. It's a bit difficult. I have a baby in the oven. Of course, I understand. It's nice to meet you both. Hello. That's exactly what she sounds like. Hello. That sounded like a real word, Klaus. She's learning more of them every day. She'll be reading before long. Ah, that reminds me. That's a wonderful segue to the gift that I've brought her. Oh? Oh, interesting. Consider it a small apology. We may consider it a small apology, or we can say it's a book from the Abbey Library, or we can say, when's her birthday? When's her birthday? Later this month. See? It's perfect. Albertus Magnus's de Animalibus. Andreas, she's only 2 years old. I'm sure she'll learn quickly in a printer's house. Thanks for this. It's a nice thought. We should probably pray before we eat, assuming the Sommerfelds don't mind. Not at all. We're accustomed to being guests in Christian homes. Thank you for asking, Klaus. All right. I'll lead the prayer then. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts, which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord. Amen. 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 Klaus, thank you again for letting us stay here. It's been such a long trip. Look at this food. What a delectable feast. God damn. Oh! Is it time? Oh, not the water breaking at dinner. I was just about to eat. How disrespectful. No, I'm fine. I think I just sore everywhere. Oof. Anyway, we'd hoped to get home weeks ago, but the fighting has made it slow progress from Basel. Is your home in Prague? Yes, we run a print shop there. Have you ever been to Bohemia? Changes to print. Unfortunately, no. I've been in France for most of these past few years. Wonderful. Unfortunately, we've never made it that far. The standing order against Jews living in the kingdom make it markedly less appealing. Well, you're all welcome here. Tassing hasn't seen this many artists under one roof in a while. It's amazing to see how far printing has come so quickly. Some of the engravings I've seen are incredible. And new techniques, new types, new styles being developed every year. Benjamin is trying to create a more readable script for Yiddish. We have typefaces for Hebrew, but it would be nice to have something separate for Yiddish. Our novel. Yes, it's still a developing typeface and usually only used in Jewish women's books. I'd like our writing to be more accessible, especially to those who only read Yiddish. Here, something like this. I'll be sure to send you some samples when I'm finished, Klaus. Good, I'd like that. Oh. Oof! Yes, I'm fine. Klaus, what are you working on? I need to get ready to sell to travelers as the passes open, but lately I've been printing the 12 articles for the town. 12 articles? Thanks to Father Thomas, everyone in town can read at least well enough to make it through that sheet. It's got a lot of people talking and a lot of coming over to Otto's way of thinking. Well, you heard him yourself, Andreas. What do you think of what's happening in Tassing? The Abbot's always been an arse. What do you expect? You're not wrong. Remember what happened to Attilia's house? The Abbot took it away. She lost everything. She works for Father Thomas now. Oh. I was as surprised as you are now. We all were. But that was the only charity available to her. And here's another thing that I do really like, is there's a lot of missable interactions that you can have in this game, people that you can completely skip over talking to. So I at least do appreciate that there is a little bit of repetition between certain people you talk to. It's realistic, it makes sense, because a lot of people in a small town would pretty much have the same things to talk about with the goings on, and it works great for a game where you might not talk to every single person, and then if you do miss all those encounters, it comes to you mandatorily through dinner time. So Klaus tells you about certain things that you could have missed, you know? Sorry, I'm not trying to bring up bad memories. I was just trying to say that things have been hard on the peasants for years. It's just gotten worse lately. If the Abbey is in such a bad state, there must be someone the Abbot can appeal to for more money. The Duke of Bavaria. The title is held jointly by two brothers, Louis X and William IV. Both are working to suppress the peasant revolts. You can try to sit down with Otto and work something out. Otto's tried to reason with him. The Abbot won't listen. And now I can finally eat white bread, apple pie, and mushroom pottage. Oh my god. Nice. We're sympathetic to what's happening here. We saw it all throughout Swabia. Peasants are suffering. It's true, but I worry about what will happen in Tassing. Ow! I get to roleplay as a pregnant woman. I'm fine. Peasants are no match for the soldiers of the Swabian League. Was a military group maintained by the free imperial cities of the Holy Roman Empire. Members included nobles, knights, and hired or retained mercenaries. What is the Swabian League? Bastards who think they can crush people for the crime of standing up for themselves. Right or wrong, they can crush them. We saw their handiwork, it was brutal. If the peasants aren't careful, Tassing could draw the wrong sort of attention. I know that Otto and the peasants are taking a risk, but I believe Otto will keep things peaceful. You sure? You sure? Anyway, it's not the Swabian League we have to worry about, but the soldiers of the Duke of Bavaria. Bavaria! The Prince Bishop has the church's authority, but the Duke's lands surround Tassing and Kirsau. Apple pie is a dessert. Oh, man. I was so caught up in work. You know how it is, even though you wrote to me. Sorry for never writing back. I just wanted to forget everything and leave it all behind. I think I will go for the bottom one. I'm sorry for what happened to your family, and I'm sorry I never wrote back. That's it. I'm sorry. All of those were pretty shit. Ow! Oh, this is it. This is it. Right as the apple pie has been devoured. Oh no, I was afraid of this. We can't travel now. This is all my fault. We should have left Basil earlier. I love you, Benjamin, but be quiet. I don't care. I need help. Yes, we need a midwife. Is there one who would accept Rachel? I will do it. I will retrieve the baby. I don't think I studied childbirth, though. Agnes Steinerin. She's Tassing's midwife. Could you get her? Klaus? Yes, I should get her. Agnes has delivered every child in Tassing as long as I can remember. She would never turn any woman away. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Klaus. You're immense. Enough with the thanks. Get me the midwife! Yes. Andreas, you're forgiven. Caspar, it was good to have you over, but you both have to leave. Thank you, Klaus. Good luck, Rachel. Thank you. I'll need it. Oh, God. The heavy breathing on the character model, that's funny. I was like, oh, it's moving. That's really interesting. I'll go fetch Agnes. Thank you for joining us, Andreas. Oh, I almost forgot. You should go see the bonfire preparations in the town commons. You missed them on your last visit. Klaus! I'm going. Thank you, Klaus. We'll be going. Take care. Little post burp. Little post dinner burp. Nice. Preparing the bonfire. After having our supper time, or dinner time, whichever one of the two it is in this time period, we will be bringing this episode of Disco Elysium of Pentiment to a close. Bring this episode of Pentiment to a close. Thank you so much for joining me today. Again, lovely episode. Really enjoying the way that this story is unfolding. Really curious to see how it's going to continue. And that will be next time. We'll check this bonfire and see what else happens next time. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you then.